I was married at 21. We owned a business. We were typical middle class, and then everything changed. He tracked my every move. I couldn't leave the house. I had no car. He had control of the money. He tortured our animals because he knew I loved them. He tried to drown me in a bucket of water. He choked me until I passed out. He tried to stab me. Both of my girls have saved my life on more than one occasion. I tried to leave multiple times, but he would track me down. I was paralyzed with fear. I lived with emotional, financial, and violently physical abuse for 11 years at the hands of my ex-husband. For 11 years, I lived in constant fear. The bruises he left almost daily were never visible to others to see. I entered the New Life Center on May 15, 2005, a day I will never forget. A judge ordered my kids to remain with their abusive father. He said the shelter was no place for a child. I felt like the only mom without their children, and that gave me the courage to fight.
Our parents were high school sweethearts. She thought they would be together forever. But not long after they were married, everything changed.
My dad hung me upside down in a closet by my ankles with a belt as punishment. I was only 6.
He threatened to burn my hand on the stove burner. I could feel the heat radiating from the top of the stove, but just in time my mom walked through the door. I was only 7. He would constantly put us down and make fun of us in front of our friends. He would call our mom stupid and a fat pig.
He would cheat people in order to get material things. It was all about keeping up appearances. We had to look like the perfect upper middle class family.
We would get physically ill and have a pit in our stomach, knowing we would have to go home when our father was there.
I remember the nights when I would ask my brother to wait for me to fall asleep. I was 8 years old when we finally left for good.
I was 15 when we finally got out. We had to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks because there were no shelters that would take teenage boys. There was nowhere for us to go until we got a call that there was a shelter called New Life.
I was in my 30s and I owned a successful business. I owned multiple properties and we were kids when we met. My ex was exciting and fun, but then everything changed. He became verbally abusive and physically violent. There was absolutely no alcohol and drugs involved. He just hid who he really was. He was a professional athlete. Everything was about keeping up with the appearances. Most of the days, I felt depressed, sad, embarrassed. The person I had become was not the person I thought I was. I lost myself. Because of his fame and fortune and media scrutiny kept me from speaking out. The physical assaults were violent and terrifying. I lost a pregnancy due to the abuse. I had to undergo back surgery to repair damage he had done. But the emotional scars are much more to heal from. I had to stay super thin. I had to make him look good in front of his teammates and his coaches. It was all about protecting his career and the franchise. I came to New Life Center terrified and unsure as to what to expect in July of 2015. He broke every window in our kitchen and family room. In the middle of a storm, my children and my sister were there to witness it. I finally said this was enough.
The night we finally left for good, my dad threatened to put a bullet in my head if I'd went into his room that evening. I was terrified, but my mom made the decision that night.
He broke multiple ribs, and he punched me numerous times before he left me on the side of I-17, with nothing but $1.06 in my pocket and the clothes on my back. I called my mom, and she gave me the number to the domestic violence hotline. I was immediately connected with the New Life Center.
The first night at New Life Center, I was terrified, but I felt comfortable and supported. I had a chance to breathe again and to finish writing my story. I had a chance not to be a victim anymore. My advocates connected me to a therapist and helped me find permanent housing until my daughter turns 18.
We were used to a big house, lots of stuff, lots of space. We came to this old shelter, but we felt cared for and loved. We finally had freedom, peace, safety, and love. I became a police officer so that I can help people on the other side of these violent situations.
Our wives and children will never experience domestic violence. We look at our beautiful children, these incredible gifts, and could never imagine bringing harm to them.
We cope now because of our faith in God and the desire to be nothing like our Father.
My ex was released from prison in June of 2015, so we're on full guard once again. The New Life Center outreach program has offered us the support we needed to deal with the fears that come with knowing he is out there again. The advocacy program helped me with the court issues, transportation, clothing, and resumes. 10 years later, I still hold that same job I got when I was here at the New Life Center. I watched my daughters go from frightened girls to strong young ladies. We started a new life on our own. I remarried and we have a loving family at home. Without the New Life Center, I wouldn't be alive today.